Today we are at Petite Designers with Kateryna in Boca Raton, and we're going to discuss what you do here and your business and how you've managed through COVID. So thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for doing this. I'm really excited to share a little bit about us with you guys.
Yes, it's an interesting concept. I went on your website, I did a little research. Tell me about the business and how it started.
Sure. We are Petite Designers. It's a sewing and fashion design school for kids. We offer mostly after-school classes as well as homeschool classes and a lot of different camps. We offer camps during breaks. We also offer camps when kids are out of school. So it's a variety of services.
So they not only sew, but they also create design, is that correct?
So in the first levels, the curriculum has 5 levels in total. In the first levels, it's mostly about sewing techniques and maybe working with mannequins, learning how to drape, but they have specific projects that we want them to work with because we want them to learn specific sewing techniques. However, as they get more advanced and get to levels 4 and 5, that's when they already can design something of their own, build their own garment, their own project, and of course in level 5, and that's the most exciting one, of course, for those who are committed and invested into this. That's when they create their portfolios, they create their fashion designs, their lines of clothing, so it's a little bit more serious at that point.
And what ages do you work with?
So we normally start accepting children at the age 6 or 7. We invite them for an introductory class. It's a free class, so they come here for about 45 minutes, sometimes an hour. They get exposed to a sewing machine and have a chance to work on the sewing machine, see how comfortable they are, because at that young age, a lot depends on how tall they are or how comfortable they are with pushing the pedal, but that's normally how all our kids start. They come to an introductory class, see if they like it, and then they join the program. And we don't really have a limit. We have 14-year-olds, 15-year-olds, we even have an 18-year-old who is very excited. She's already in higher level and she comes to the classes. So there is no limits there, but normally we start accepting at 6, 7.
I noticed on your website that you have an outreach, a community outreach. So you make products, your kids make products, and then you donate them? Is that how does it work?
Yes, that's how normally it works. We really want to do that as often as possible. The idea is that we want our kids to not only learn a good skill, but also understand that sharing and being generous and helping the community is important. For example, the most recent one that we did was back in March, April, I believe, when we were all closed because of the quarantine. We offered our children to donate masks to Memorial Healthcare System, and they were all super excited. So children were donating about 5 to 10 masks that they made. So we managed to send a box to the memorial, and I really hope that they were used and they helped the people.
How did you deal with COVID? Like, you and I are sitting more than 6 feet apart, but so that's why we're not wearing a mask, because we were able to do that. But how did you deal with that during the quarantine?
So just like all other businesses, unfortunately, we were closed for about 2 months, I believe March and April. We used that time to try to donate as much as we could to create masks. We were also filming and creating videos that we could share with our students so they could continue working at home and continue creating and learning the skill.
Well, Kateryna, thank you so much for joining us, and Petite Designers in Royal Palm. Fantastic concept, interesting idea. Reach out to Kateryna if you have any questions, or if you have any organizations you would like to have donations made to, and she is lovely and she will gladly speak to you and answer all your questions. So thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you very much. It was my pleasure actually speaking with you.